Okay, welcome to my first ever film review. The idea of my review channel is going to be giving my review as soon as I leave the cinema after watching the film on the way home. So excuse the potentially poor video quality, but at the end of the day it's what I have to say that is the most important thing, not what you can see on screen. So the film I've been to see today is Assassination. It was an unlimited screening with Cineworld, so it was the preview, the early viewing for unlimited members. So it's Tuesday today, is it? No, it's Monday today. I'm not actually sure when the film comes out. It's probably Thursday or at the weekend. So it's a chance to get the review out there, let you know what I think of it, whether it's worth going to see. So when I do the review, what I'm going to do is give my opinion on whether it's worth going to the cinema to see it. That's, to me, one of the most important things. Personally, I have the Cineworld monthly subscription, so I'm quite happy to see basically any film, as long as it isn't complete and utter garbage. I'm crazy about movies, love watching movies. It's basically my way of relaxing, chilling, you know, and it doesn't essentially cost me anything because I pay the same monthly fee no matter how many films I see. So you know, for me, I'm happy to see most films, but £9 odd is pretty much what it costs these days to go to the cinema. So if I was paying £9 to see a movie, I'd want to know, is it worth spending £9? Because that's a lot of money to go and watch a film. So at the end of the day, this film, what's it like, what's it about? Well, I didn't really know what to expect. I think I might have seen the trailer at some point. In fact, I think I have, I'm not sure, but I couldn't remember what the trailer was about. I think the trailer might have made it look quite good, if I remember rightly, because when I saw that it was on, I thought, oh yeah, that was a film on the list that I was keen to see. And when it started, I was like, what the hell is this? It was like not at all what I expected the movie to be, not at all. I'd have to watch the trailer again to see whether it stood up to what the trailer made it look like. But for me, it was a weird film. So let's start with the summary before I go into the details. Firstly, is this film worth going and seeing? At the cinema, I'd probably say no, really, to be honest. Maybe if you're paying like £5 at your local cinema and you go on a buy one get one free day, couple of £1.50 each, yeah, sure. But you know, if you're paying like £9 to go and see it, definitely not worth it for me. I mean, let's put it this way: some people walked out after about 20 minutes, half an hour. And at the end of the film, when you have that additional sequence where the film's kind of finished, but then there's still stuff being played, basically the film, for me, that means the film hasn't finished. The director has put some additional content at the end there that he wants you to see. So I obviously, why wouldn't you stay and watch it? Well, basically 90% of the audience walked out as soon as the film was like technically over, and nobody stayed to watch this last little clip. So that gives you an idea that probably most people in the audience weren't really enjoying this film, and it was probably a bit of a bomb. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets bad reviews, but overall, I've got to be honest, I quite enjoyed it. But I mean, I am a film nut, you know, I love movies. I'm not looking for a fucking novel, you know, a masterpiece. I'm just looking to be entertained at the end of the day. That's what I want from a movie, and this was entertaining. So like I say, a lot of people walked out at the right, well, most of the people walked out right at the end. And by the way, there was nothing at all happened at the end. It was the most shit, pointless, pathetic, boring end sequence that I've ever seen. I was like waiting for something really insane to happen because it's been that kind of a crazy ass movie. I was like, oh yeah, there's going to be something like really gory or something that happens at the end. All these people that have walked out are fools. No, absolutely nothing happened. It was I mean, hang around to watch it just so you can see how pathetic and shit the end little sequence was. But the film as a whole, weird, very, very weird film. It was very much to do with social media and the impact it has on society, especially if things were to go wrong, i.e. let's say you were to have your social media account hacked, or your mobile phone, you know, and all of your private details could be sent out to the world, or particularly the local community. You know, what would happen in that situation? That was kind of what the film was depicting. You know, what happens? How does it make people feel? You know, if their personal, private stuff is revealed to the local community. That was kind of the basis of the film. And what kind of film was it like? So, if you like, say, Purge, the Purge films, you know, Purge, Anarchy and all that kind of stuff, it reminded me a little bit of that at times, the Purge kind of film. So, I mean, I love them films, I really enjoy them. So, if you like Purge, there's a chance you might like this film. If you like the kind of films that are very social media based, like Unfriended and all those kind of things that are very much social media focused, you'll probably like this film. If you like blood, gore, you'll like this film. If you don't like any of those things, then you'll absolutely hate this film. So it was very weird, very, very weird. To start with, I was thinking, what the hell is this film about? I was expecting a film to do, I think, with assassins, you know, Assassination Nation. I thought it's going to be about this person who becomes a deadly assassin. And it's probably going to be dead cool, about them making loads of killings and stuff, I don't know. But it wasn't. It was nothing at all to do with that. And in fact, at the very start of the film, it sets you up for exactly what this film is. They tell you, it's like, it's going to be, you know, gore, blood, guts, killings, swearing, sex, scenes of attempted rape, stuff like that, you know. So it's a pretty sick, disturbing, twisted kind of a film. But I mean, if you love your blood, guts and gore and you've watched the Saw films, you're not going to find it overly, you know, that big a deal. You're just going to be like, yeah, decent. Very enjoyable at times, but nothing to make you go, oh my god, I've never seen anything like that before, you know. So if you like your gore, you know, it's got it in this film. But the film starts off really weird. It's about following the lives of 4 friends, you know, and at first you're like, okay, what's going on here? This is kind of boring for maybe the first 10 minutes or so. It's kind of shot in a weird way while the screen split and you're seeing what's going on with various different people all at the same time. And I'm kind of like not really I'm kind of thinking, oh man, is this what the film's going to be like? When's it going to get going? But eventually it does. It gets going. It reveals what the film's, you know, going to be about. Like I say, it's very social media based. So you know, and it poses the question of, you know, the effects of social media on society, and you know, it kind of made me think. It was based in America, and it kind of made me think a little bit about maybe, you know, when all these kind of messed up things happen in the world, you know, you could imagine a lot of it could be, you know, based on social media and how people's perception, how the world thinks, or how your local community, your friends, your family, how they think of you, how much of an effect does that have on you mentally? You know, it kind of gets you thinking a bit at times, actually. For a gory, out there, crazy film, you know, it does actually make you kind of think at times and think about consequences of social media and stuff like that. So yeah, it was very, very strange, very weird film at times. So did I enjoy it? I mean, I did, to be honest. You know, there was times when I'm sat there with a smile on my face, you know, just thinking, oh yeah, this is great, you know. But I love blood, guts and gore, you know. I'm not squeamish in that regard. You know, I love to see extreme stuff in the movies, you know. That's kind of what the movies is all about, you know. So there was times when I was, absolutely sat there with a smile on my face. I've just watched Halloween recently, and I love that kind of thing. It was almost a little bit like a Halloween-y type movie. That reminded me of Carrie at time, the Stephen King horror. Carrie, all blood and, social pointing at one person, one person being made the fool. How does that affect, you're thinking about shit, what's going on inside their head, how must that make them feel, so very strange film. Is it worth a watch? I mean, if you like your movies, and as I've explained, if you like those kind of categories of movie that I've said, The Purge, Saw, blood, guts, gore, social media type movies, makes you think about maybe what it's like for kids these days to grow up with social media. Would my mum and dad want to go and see it? Fucking absolutely no way. I mean, even if it was free, I wouldn't recommend my mum and dad to go and see it. So if you're the older generation, maybe 50s plus, I think you'll just think this film is utterly garbage. But if you're young and you're 18, because these guys are set, the girls are 18 years old in the movie, so I would suggest that if you're of that age group, you properly relate to these guys. I think you'd really enjoy it. So anyone around the age of 18, I imagine, could really enjoy this film. I'm in my 30s. I'm not that long ago from being 18. I can still remember, and I love blood, guts, gore, yada yada. So I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it. I'm sat there with a smile on my face. Ending, it all unravels a little bit at the end. Won't say any more, obviously, about that. But see what you think. What would I rate it out of 10? Because I think that's important as well. So for me, a 7 out of 10 is awesome. You've got to go see it. I mean, a 7 out of 10 for me, that's a good movie, ticks the box. This, for me to give less than 6 would mean, it's a pretty terrible film. Anything in the 5s, I would be thinking that was pretty horrible film. A lot of my reviews would probably be around 6 to 8. With 7 being a good, solid, good film. This is maybe just a flat 6. Just a flat 6. Yeah, probably a 6 out of 10. Definitely not one to go and see at the cinema unless you feel certain this would be your cup of tea. But the movie itself, if you can watch it at home, Netflix, whatever, when it comes out and you can watch it for free, yeah, it's worth a watch. 6 out of 10. Definitely worth a watch at some point. But not one to pay £9 to go to the movies to see, I wouldn't have thought. So, yeah. I think that covers pretty much everything I was wanting to say. So I hadn't seen the trailer. Didn't know what to expect. There was times at the beginning it was boring, but it was a weird film. I don't mind weird as long as it's not terrible weird. It was okay. So yeah, see what you think. So if you like this review, look out for my other reviews. This is going to be the format that I do. If people like the early review system, like what I've done today, because it's Monday, the film isn't officially out yet. In the UK. That's one thing I should point out. I'm from the UK, which you might have guessed from my accent, and I'm sure the release times can be slightly different in America and the UK. So for people in the UK watching this review, if you watch it soon, the film won't even be out yet. So look out for my other reviews, and if you like this content, be sure to subscribe, and I will review every film that I go to the cinema and watch. I'll review it in this way. Basically, I love movies. It is literally my R&R, relaxed time. It's watching movies. So there's going to be a lot of reviews coming this way. I'm going to do it in exactly this format. As soon as I've seen the movie, blast the movie out there and let people know what I think. So if you've enjoyed this review, please subscribe. I couldn't give a shit whether you give me a like or not. At the end of the day, people are going to search for reviews, and I don't know how many reviews are out there. If you like this format, if you like my style, if you like what I have to say, then check out my other reviews. Thank you. Bye bye.